I gotta say that after talking with Sandy and Paige from Frontier in LaveCon, this idea for the video was finalized, and for that I gotta say thank you. Now, both in PlanetSide 2 and Elite Dangerous, after a while, that is, some years after the game's release, you start to hear people complain about the lack of content. I personally have found this sort of a statement often quite foolish. See, when it came to PlanetSide 2, sure there was a distinct vacuum of certain content types, and yet, defying any scientific reason, something smelled of rotten foreskins. Probably it was the story that was as uncooked as turkey fetus in a freezer. But even when a rather bigger patch drops with some new things for PlanetSide or Elite Dangerous, after a week of silence, these comments keep popping up. But why? To me, it doesn't make sense sometimes. After every patch, every time, someone asks for more and more content. But what are you gonna do with it? Shove it up your nose and dig it out again like some sort of sick ritualistic attempt at pleasing the nose gods? No, it seems that players tend to get focused on the new shiny things like magpies, and once the new thing is acquired or completed, it gets discarded in the same ditch we discarded Uncle Bob after he failed to contribute to the community. So obviously after that initial high you want more of the same, but not the same. So off to the forums you go to make another thread. Sure, I too want some more content being added, but if this would be the way the game would be developed, eventually we would run into a rather big problem called oversaturation. Basically, what this sort of a game is comparable to is a pile of kindergarten toys. Best ones are always broken, and what's left over are essentials that are too simple to be broken even by an army of babies. The same really goes with video games. If developers were to pile on newer and newer features, not only they would run out of ideas and had to start borrowing them, but also most of the things would be barely tested and working. And only core essential ones, the most simplest ones, would be fully functional, even if you had a pack of coke addict chips for programmers. I believe this sort of a thing is known as a feature creep, where you just keep adding more and more bloody things to the base until you create a monstrosity like this one. Or Star Citizen. Potato, potato. Besides, most of the folks asking for new stuff often are also the folks that have spent already 500,000 or even more hours into the game and at that point reached everything or almost everything that they wanted, yet demand that more of the same stuff. This is the typical need, one that drives fandoms and fans to a particular style of music, art, and more. There's really nothing wrong with it. But when we return to Elite Dangerous and many other games, really, you cannot expect even the best game of all the games to keep attention non-stop of its players for too long. This is why it's important to go out there and try something different, a different game, or perhaps a different playstyle or gameplay. I've tried everything, at least a little in Elite, and I still barely grasp what the weird smelly hobo in the corner called PvP is all about. Oh, and here's an example of mine. I played through Half-Life series so much I think I might have a problem. See, I've completed all the Half-Life games at least 5 times. Well, with the exception of Opposing Force, but the last I checked, episode 2 I finished like for the 8th or 9th time recently. So yeah, I might have a problem. But the question here is, what made the game so good that even after finishing it and knowing everything about it made me still return? Answer: refinement of experience. To basically put, even after finishing the game and knowing all about it, we return to them because the game paces itself and features, gameplay, and story are well done. After you've taken a break, once returning to the game you've enjoyed, you're not bogged down by any bad memories of grinding or being annoyed by something. This is why you can enjoy the game again. And this is why I often say quality of life improvement changes in every patch are the most important, as to me at least they signify developer attempt at refining the gameplay and overall game quality improvement, rather than careless tossing out of fresh corpses for the vultures to devour. And call me elitist, but I like my meals nutritious and tasteful rather than American. If you catch my pretentious ass gas. In the end, yeah, there has to be some sort of balance between both views for more, let's just say, appealing development. Yet Elite right now needs a lot more refinement. Be that with the help of industrial grade sandpaper or just a touch of paint. But I think we all know what must be done with multicrew and CQC. Still, considering that the Beyond Stupid season was supposed to be the fix the basics sort of a season, I really see very few fixes and very few content too. I wonder if this wasn't just a smokescreen for dev absence from the game while they work on the Jurassic Borg thing. Yeah, who knows, I'm not the one to speculate. Anyways, do let me know what you think down below. Do you need more nebulous content pie to get fat, or would you prefer to enjoy your existing content with more class and refinement? I think we all know where I stand, so if you excuse me, I'll go sniff some more gases.